we can have somebody to send out the links. طيب. طيب, let's see. This is for Sheikh Al-Albani, the punishment in the grave for those who died in Jahiliyyah. طيب. كذلك في أحاديث أخرى لما مر الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم يوما بقبرين. Likewise, it has been reported in other ahadith, when the Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم passed by two graves one day, comma, طيب, this is good. فشمتت به دابته. فشمتت. Now let's hear what the Imam Ibn Abbas said. Al-Imam Al-Albani رحمه الله تعالى. Let's listen to the video.
لما مر الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم يوما بقبرين فشمست به دابته فانتفعت وراء القبرين. فشمست به دابته.
Well, it sounds like فشمتت به دابته. طيب. فالتفت فرأى القبرين. His riding animal sensed something. Put a space before the something. And turned around. فالتفت. لا, not and turned. So we're going to say, so he turned around. So he turned around. So he turned around. Then he saw the two graves. He فرأى القبرين. قال. Then he saw the two graves. He asked, he said, when were these people buried? متى دفن هؤلاء? When were these people? نعم, هؤلاء. When were these people? طيب, يعني he said, when were these buried, right? We can put people in there, but sometimes I fear يعني when it is not needed, we shouldn't. As we want to stick to what the messenger said. Said, متى دفن هؤلاء? When were they, or these, عفوا, when were these buried? قالوا في الجاهلية. They said in Jahiliyyah. Put a space before, in times of ignorance. Put a space after Jahiliyyah. And change what's in parentheses. Make it pre-Islamic period. The pre-Islamic period. نعم. فقال عليه الصلاة والسلام. They said in Jahiliyyah, put a full stop. Then, comma. He صلى الله عليه وسلم said, لولا أن تدافنوا لأسمعتكم عذاب القبر. If it weren't that you would stop burying your dead, طيب, I would have surely made you hear by supplicating to Allah the punishment of the grave. طيب, well, I'm pretty sure that most of the brothers and the sisters that translate, they take the translations of the Quran and the Sunnah from already published يعني books and so on from the websites. They take it from the published. It's just that stop burying your dead يعني stop burying each other. طيب, لا بأس. ماتوا في الجاهلية لأسمعتكم عذاب القبر. ايش طيب, let me listen to the يعني is the Sheikh repeating? Let's listen to it. سبحان الله.
فشمست به دابته فانتفعت وراء القبرين. قال متى دفن هؤلاء؟ قالوا في الجاهلية. فقال عليه الصلاة والسلام لولا أن تدافنوا لأسمعتكم عذاب القبر. ماتوا في الجاهلية لأسمعتكم عذاب القبر.
طيب, so the Sheikh نعم repeated. ماتوا في الجاهلية. They died in Jahiliyyah. I would have surely made you لأسمعتكم. I would have surely made you hear the punishment of the grave. طيب, put I would have surely made you hear the punishment of the grave in parentheses, so that we differentiate between what the Shaykh said and the actual hadith, right? Quotation marks, apologies, quotation marks. And always the full stop is inside the quotation marks, and the comma is inside, not outside. نعم. طيب, كذلك, likewise, ذلك الرجل, that noble man الكريم الذي سأل النبي عليه السلام عن أبيه كان كريما وكان يقري الضيف وكان إلى آخره هل ينفعه ذلك? Likewise, that noble man who asked the Prophet ﷺ about his father, who was noble, honored the guests, etc. كان يقري الضيف, etc. نعم. Would that benefit him? قال لا. He said, صلى الله عليه وسلم, no. إنه لم يقل يوما رب اغفر لي. He did not ever say, oh my Rabb, يعني in parentheses, Lord, forgive my sins, اغفر لي خطيئتي يوم الدين, on the day of judgment. ربي اغفر لي خطيئتي يوم الدين. Let me give you a benefit, barakallahu feekum, because by the end of the day, whether we are here proofreading or not, still we are benefiting from the sayings of the major ulama, the mountains of ilm of our time. Let me give you a benefit. When we come across a dua, let's make that dua. Let's not just read. So that whatever dua we read, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with this dua. We apply the sunnah. And then I have learned this from our Sheikh Muhammad Hisham al-Tahiri, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve him. When we would be sitting reading, for example, Sunan Abu Dawood, or the Tirmidhi, or Sahih Muslim, or Bukhari, and we come across a hadith like this, for example, the Shaykh teaches us, he says, make the dua to Allah Azza wa Jal. The dua that passes by us, make this dua to Allah Azza wa Jal. So that, yani first of all, ya akhwa, we act upon the ilm that we are learning, and second of all, that we do not leave the sunnah out without doing it. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam told us that he did not say once, Rabbi ghfir li khati'ati, oh my Rabb, forgive me my sins, yawm al-din, on the day of judgment. So we all say, Rabbi ghfir li khati'ati yawm al-din. And when we say it, ya akhwa, we intend the dua. And we say it asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala truly, and not just saying it, Rabbi ghfir li khati'ati yawm al-din. طيب, the punishment in the grave for those who died in Jahiliyyah, let's make it the punishment of the grave for those who died. And delete for those who died in Jahiliyyah, just the punishment of the grave. طيب, let's give it a quick proofread. Likewise, it has been reported in other ahadith, when the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed by two graves one day, his riding animal sensed something, so he turned around, then he saw the two graves. He said, when were these people buried? They said in Jahiliyyah, pre-Islamic period. Then he sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if it weren't that you would stop burying your dead, I would have surely made you hear, by supplicating to Allah, the punishment of the grave. They died in Jahiliyyah, I would have surely made you hear the punishment of the grave. Likewise, that nobleman who asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about his father, who was noble, honored the guests, etc., would that benefit him? He sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no, he didn't ever say, oh my Rabb, Lord, forgive my sins on the day of judgment. Full stop, barakallahu feek. And at the line before the last, afwan, the one above it, they died in Jahiliyyah, instead of a comma, put 3 dots, because this is a fragment. Yani the Shaykh did not continue, or he was yani only insinuating. So let's put 3 dots as an indication that it hasn't been continued by the Shaykh. I think this is good. If anyone has I don't see anyone commenting on Zoom. I can only see Zoom, by the way. So I'm guessing This is good for everyone? Any remarks? Any mistakes to fix? Uh, did the Prophet turn around or the animal? فالتفت. يعني the messenger is the one, because if it was the dabba, then فالتفتت, not فالتفت. فالتفت is male. طيب. Either no one has any remarks or anything. Should we then add this? Add what? We said his riding animal sensed something, so he turned around. We didn't say it turned around. Yani we already said that it is the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah? Let's keep it, no problem. We can keep it like this inshallah azza wa jal. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك.